So I finally made a video about Sphero Indies, and they are awesome little robots that kids just love. And in this video, I'm going to show you some of the resources I've made and even let you download some of them for free. And I'm going to show you my challenge cards I've made and also I'll give you a demo exactly how I give the kids at the start of every workshop. The most important piece of advice I'm going to give you is don't get the home kit. There's a home kit you can get, which is a different version of the Indi to the educational kit. And they've got cardboard tiles and they're not very good. So don't get the home kit. You don't want to be sticker taping tiles to the floor. Get the educational kit, which has silicone tiles. Okay, and it has a nice hard case for everything to go into. In fact, I bought a box of 8, which came with a nice big tote bag, and a charger, which you can put 8 cars in at once and charge them all simultaneously. So the educational kit is the go. Don't get the home version. When you get the educational kit, you also get this booklet, which I haven't personally used much. I had a bit of a glance at it when I first got it, but you can actually download the book from the Sphero website. If you go to sphero.com, you can see on the Indi part you can download the booklet. I mean, it's pretty useful if you've never used anything like this before, but I feel like a lot of it was a bit meaningless to me. That's just my personal opinion. So you can have a look at the booklet online and you can even print it out, or if you purchase the educational kit that has at least 8 Indis in it, then you'll get the booklet for free. It's that way. There were some stickers and things in the kit, and to me that just looks like it's going to make a mess of my Indis, so I never used the stickers. I think I used the little numbers. There's some numbers in there that I might have used once, and put numbers on all the cars and cases. But have a look at the booklet online, free to download. Might give you some good ideas, and if you like following things step by step, then that'll be your cup of tea. Also in the booklet there are some examples of different challenges you can do with the kids, so it starts getting more useful as you flick through. When I first got my Indis though, I wanted to make these boards because I wanted the kids to have their own space to work in, and I wanted also to help them with diagonal lines and right angles and things, so I made these boards. I bought a few sheets of core flute, it's called in Australia, which were 900mm by 1200mm, and that way I could divide it up into even squares, because if you measure an Indi tile, they're about 150mm by 150mm. So 900 by 1200 will give me a nice 6 squares by 9 squares. So I got out the measuring tape and I just drew a dash around the edge of the board every 15 centimeters or every 150 millimeters, 15, 30, 45, etc. all the way around. And then I joined the dots up with some electrical tape. So electrical tape sticks to core flute really well. Once it's on there, it just doesn't come off. So I made some parallel lines to match my markings around the edge, and then I went the opposite way to make nice grids of squares, which were about 15 centimeters by 15 centimeters each. And to finish off each board, I just put a piece of tape around the very outside along the edge of the board. It kind of keeps all the end pieces in place and makes it look nice and tidy. So that's my finished board, and I did that 10 times, and it's been fantastic because the kids have their own little workspace to work in and the tiles don't get messed up. On the Indi website there are some challenge cards, which most of which I thought were pretty ordinary. They're kind of helpful at the start a little bit, but I don't really think that they're that valuable, so I don't actually use these cards. They're some of them at the start in particular are very basic, and I think that once you show the kids how to use them, they don't need to use these cards. As they get on, once you get past about card 5 or 6, they're a little bit more useful and interesting, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think they're that good. So I decided that I was going to make my own cards. One thing that I thought was a little bit dodgy was that they started putting on some of these cards, they've started putting the tiles on angles, and I thought, what? I've seen kids turn the tiles around trying to get different angles out of them, but the colours don't work that way. I mean, you put it on the colour, it turns a certain direction no matter which way the tile's facing. So I didn't like the idea that some of the tiles were on angles in these cards. So basically I just chucked them. I didn't use them. You might use them. And this last card in particular, I don't know why there are 30-degree lines there. I don't know what's the point of having 30-degree lines on there. I've got no idea. If you know, maybe you can tell me in the comments. Anyway, so I decided to sit down on Photoshop and make my own cards. And this is what I ended up with, just a file which had the grid in the background, and every single tile that I have was an individual layer, and I could move the layers around and also turn the layers off to hide cards and that sort of thing. And I ended up making my own cards based on, I sat down in my kitchen actually and made a whole bunch of patterns up and took photos of them and then reproduced them on this document, and then I printed them out. There's a part of the Indi website which is quite handy. It has the colours on there, so it has the official colours, including the codes for each colour that you might find in Photoshop or something. So you can reproduce and even make your own coloured tiles if you wanted to, or just make good colours on puzzle cards that match the actual tiles. So that's pretty handy. That's on the Indi website as well. So what I did is I made a heap of tiles. I made double-sided sheets of paper that I could fold over, and on one side of the page there was a question and on the other side there was a solution. So I could fold them in half and put them in a document wallet. And I did try laminating at one stage. Laminating works all right. Below this video you'll see a link to my store, and you can purchase all my 20 pages worth of puzzles. It took me hours and hours and hours to make them, so I think they're at a reasonable price. And you can print out as many as you need for your class. I mean, you might have 10 sets of Indis, you need to print them 10 times, that's fine. I also made these cool things where I've got the basic left and right turns, diagonal and right angles. If you print them out, and then you can cut them out, they virtually print back to back. So there's a link to these in the description. You can print your own out, and I laminated them. And what it shows the kids which direction each colour goes. So if your car's facing a certain direction, it will show you which way it's going to go. So I put a file, which is the template for these things, in my description. You can download that for free. Another resource I made was to make some bad guy villains that the cars could knock over when they arrived at their final destination. So I did a search on Google for some Lego minifigures which were villains, and then I went through and I found some pretty cool ones, and I right clicked on them and saved them, and then I printed them out and laminated them, and I stuck a little Lego brick on them, and they became my bad guys. But unfortunately I can't give them away or sell them because those images are obviously copyrighted. So I'm about to tell you the exact presentation I give at all my Indi workshops. Check this out. So I say, here's a cool little car, they're called Indis. Everyone say, "Aww," and they all go, "Aww." Anyway, in today's presentation, we are going to see how this little car sees different colours. It's got a colour sensor underneath here. So the colour sensor detects different colours, and when it sees different colours, it does different things. And we're going to use these big boards to place some coloured tiles on. Every coloured tile does something different. But the most important one really is the green one, because the green one gets you started. It's got a colour sensor there, and when it sees green, it's going to go when I turn it on. It's not turned on at the moment. So just like a traffic light, a green one makes you go, but a red one makes you stop. So let's turn him on. There's a little power button on the back. Turn that on there, and when he's on, you'll see his lights come on and his colour sensor's activated. We put it on green, it counts down from 3, 2, 1, and it will go. When it sees red, it will be stopping. Everyone give that a clap. Woo! Okay, so green makes it go. If you put down another green one, it goes even faster. And if you put another green one, it goes even faster. The Indi has 3 different speeds. It has normal, fast, and very fast. So if we do it now, we'll see that it speeds up before it stops. And it can go on the white tiles as well. Doesn't matter if it sees white, it doesn't do anything. Now, sometimes you might want it to slow down. So the yellow one still makes it go straight, but makes it slow down. So the green one makes it go forwards and fast, but the yellow one makes it decelerate or slow down. So if we put that here, then we can get it to slow down. Now, the red one makes it stop, but I like to use the purple one at the end, because the purple one kind of makes it do a celebration. Red makes it stop, purple makes it do a celebration. And we can put the purple one over here. We can make it slow down just before it sees a corner. Now we can turn corners as well. A pink one makes it turn left. A blue one makes it turn right. So let's make it turn left because we want it to get to purple. And we'll see what happens when it sees purple. Whoop. Pretty cool. When you make it, you should always start on green and finish on purple. But once you've got it to purple, maybe say, I'm going to put a different one here now. I'm going to put this pink here. And where's that going to go? It's going to turn left again. So it should end up down here. Let's try that. So a left turn and then another left turn. You can kind of make a square. We can even put another pink one here. And then put a purple one over here. Now, I've made these very special things that can help you work out which way some of the tiles go before you have to test it. I've made this one. So if you use a blue tile, it tells you it turns right. And if you flip it over, a pink tile makes it go left. And it's very handy because if you put your car in the same direction in this picture as it is on the mat, then it'll show you which way it's going to turn. So if the car's here and it's coming up here, then the car's coming up here. When it sees pink, it's going to turn left. And then when it comes down here, if this car comes down here and it sees pink again, it's going to go left again. And if it comes down here, sees pink again, it's going to go left again and go down that way, down to there. Okay, so let's test that one. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, now there's an orange tile as well. The orange ones actually make the car turn to the diagonal left. And the teal ones, which is like a dark green, make it turn to the right diagonally. So let's go back here. We could just have two greens. If we put an orange one here, we can use my special little thing here with the orange side. And what that says is that when it sees orange, it's going to go that way. So we could put the purple one there, and it should should go diagonally. Yeah. The cool thing about the diagonals is they're 45 degrees. 45 degrees is a diagonal line. And if you put two diagonals together, then it's actually going to go 90 degrees. Because it's going to go 45 for the first one, and then when it comes up here, it's going to go 45 for the next one. It's a bit like turning left 90, isn't it? So that'll go that way. So sometimes if you want a right angle and you've run out of pink ones or blue ones, you can use two diagonals. Whoa, missed it. Now that's important. Sometimes you've got to put it on a bit straighter. Make sure it's straight. It's not always going to work the first time. Yeah. Cool. Now with the red ones, I like to keep the red ones on the side. So that if you need it to stop in a hurry, you can chuck it on the red one quickly and it will stop. Pretty good idea. Now if you forget what some of them do, in my cases, I have a picture of what all the arrows do. So you could look in that if you're a bit confused about which colour does what. When you put the tiles down, just put down one at a time. Don't put down heaps. Some people think if they're going to put lots of different colours on there, lots of different positions like this, it's going to do something cool. But it doesn't work that way. You can't just put heaps of tiles down and think it's going to do something awesome. Okay? You can spend a lot of time putting all the colours out randomly and thinking, oh yeah, it's going to be cool. It's going to do something amazing because I don't even know what it's going to do. So they put all the colours out like this and it looks awesome and they put it on start and they go, here we go. Oh, that didn't do much. Oh, let's try a different way. Let's go this way. Oh, that's not very good. So it's not good just to put all the colours out randomly because if you do, then it's not going to be very controlled. What you need to do is just put one or two tiles at a time and try and work out where it's going to go. So if I put one here and I know the car's going that way, up there, I need to put another one on this line somewhere. And if I put one there, then I say, well, where's that going to go? Oh, it's going to go down there. Rightio, so let's put another one here. Now what's that going to do? It's going to go there, it's going to go there, it's going to go there. If you're not sure, we can use this thing. Boom, it's going to go right 90, and then boom, it's going to go right 90, it's going to come down here. Okay? So just put one down at a time and try and work out where it's going to go, and then put another one down. And after you put the purple one down there, and you test it, you see if it works. Cool. Now it works. Now you can say, well, instead of putting purple there, what if I put orange there? What's going to happen then? And then when it goes down here, what's going to happen then? It's going to go off the board. So we would put something else on there. Maybe another blue. Oh, let's try that. There's lots of options to see what will happen. Cool. So don't go crazy with your patterns, just do simple ones to start with. But always start on green and always finish on purple. I don't want you to swap and borrow colours from other people though. Every kit has got 20 colours and that's all you need. You don't need any more. If you need some more, think of other ways of solving your problem. But I don't want you to mess up all the kits by borrowing tiles from other groups. You should have exactly 20 and they should be exactly like they are on the inside of the lid, like this. Okay? Exactly like that. Put the red one next to the mat like I've done. So put the red ones here and here so you can stop them in emergency. If you need to stop it quickly, you can put it straight on red. Okay, if you need to stop it quickly, you can put it straight on red. It's good to keep all your tiles on your mat that you're using, okay? So when you build a path, make sure the path stays on the mat. This is a good example where all the tiles are on the mat. This is a bad example where you've got tiles where the car's going off the mat. I want you to try and keep them all on the mat. It keeps the tiles cleaner and it means that the Indi doesn't go on the carpet as much. Don't try and stop the Indi with your hands, okay? So if it's going crazy, don't try and stop the wheels with your hands, otherwise you could damage the Indi. Just hold it on its side until it stops spinning, okay? Hold it on its side until it stops spinning. So this is a good way to hold it. Or just put it straight on the red. If it's still going crazy, put it on red and it will stop, okay? So hold it on the side or put it on red. Keep the Indi away from your hair. Now, it's pretty unlikely this will happen, but if you put your Indi when it's going too close to your hair, it could really hurt and you might even have to cut your hair to get it out of your hair. So keep the Indi away from your hair and be nice and gentle with them, okay? Don't be rough with the Indis or you're going to miss out. I've got some challenge cards. On one side of the card there's a question mark. Can you look at this card and try and work out what tile would be the best one to put where the question mark is? You've got to go from green to purple, don't you? A lot of you are thinking when it sees the question mark, it needs to go diagonal. So it really should be orange or teal. Do you know which one it is? Well, if you're not sure, you can turn the card over. Who reckons orange? Who reckons teal? Who's got no idea? If you turn it over, the card, you'll see on the back the solution. And some people, when they open my booklet, they might just do the solutions. You don't have to do the pages with the question marks. You can just copy some of the solutions. I've got lots of cool puzzles that even if you just copy the solution, they're still pretty awesome because you've still got to work out which way to face when you're starting and that sort of thing. I've also got some bad guys. They're fun to knock over. So you can put them on the path somewhere and the Indi can get the bad guys. And if you want to swap your bad guys, there's a tub of bad guys at the front. Each board has 2 bad guys. So I only want you to have 2. Don't take them out of the tub. If you want a new bad guy, you need to swap them. Every board shouldn't have more than 2 bad guys. Swap them in that tub there. When we pack up at the end, we're just going to put these 2 things inside the case. And then we're going to sort all the colours out. So all the red ones, all the blue ones, all the pink ones in a pile. If you're really clever, you can put them together like the colours of the rainbow. I've got this in the inside of it as well. It shows you the order of the colours of the rainbow. So some of you might even know. Roy Gabiv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. But there's a couple more colours here. So we're going to go red, orange, yellow, and green. And then teal, blue, indigo, violet, or purple pink. And that kind of looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Looks like a rainbow. Alright, so we're going to put them back in the case. I'm going to put them in the case. And we're going to put the car out the front charging. Okay? So take the Indi out the front, and the books and the bad guys can go on top, and the arrows and the tiles go inside. Now it's time to have a go. Remember, you need to grab a car from the front, and you also need to start every pattern with a green one and finish with a purple. Don't forget, in the description there's some free templates to download, including an inside cover for your case, which shows the kids which direction every colour makes the Indi go. Also, you can print these out, laminate them, stick them inside of the case over the top of this useless piece of information. Yeah, cut them out, stick them on top. That looks much better, doesn't it? And you can also add the list of all the colours to the bottom half of the case, just like this, so the kids know how many tiles they've got to get at the end when they're packing up. So check out the description for those things, including the angles, and you can put everything nicely in the case and pack it up with the cars out the front. And in my shop, remember, there's a booklet you can buy with 20 pages full of puzzles, including how to use all the tiles and how to do endless loops and even figure eights. Check out my YouTube channel to see other robots that I use. I've actually got 7 sets of robots that I use in workshops, so you might be interested to watch this one. Also, here's a big shout out to my current members. If you become a member, I might give you a shout out. Check out the link on my channel and join to become a member.